Hi, campus and registrari people. In this video, we're going to walk you through how to run your withdrawal form and be able to get those kids out the door so they can move on to their next location. Now, once you've gone through the normal withdrawal process, you're now ready to go ahead and print that withdrawal form. Let me show you how to get to it. You're going to go to the Federal and State Reporting tab up here at the top, and then in the Texas State Reporting box, we're looking for the Reports button. So we go ahead and click on Reports. And you're looking for a report up here at the top inside the attendance folder called Student Withdrawal/Record Transfer Form. I'm going to go ahead and click on this form, and up here is the template maker that I can make for this specific form. Now, you're not going to make this template every single time you need to withdraw a student. You're going to make this template one time, and then you'll use it over and over again every time you need to withdraw a student. So let me walk you through that process. I'm going to come up here to the top on the right-hand side and click on Add. Once I'm in this screen, I now need to give this a template description. So I'm going to just title this Hubenak Withdrawal Form because I'm going to use this over and over again. This student key area, we're going to skip it for right now and come back. In this area right here, in this big box, is extract the following information. This is where I'm going to go through and I'm going to decide what is included on the withdrawal form. Generally speaking, we want to go ahead and check each one of these boxes. So lunch, economic disadvantage, SPED, 504, GT, LEP, ESL, bilingual, home language, Title I, migrant. We want all of those things if we have information on that student in our program to be included in the withdrawal form. Now moving over here to the right hand side, you'll notice this health box. I cannot include these areas in the withdrawal form, but if I click on any one of these print buttons, I didn't have a student class. If I click on any of these print buttons, it will print that immunization report, for example, out for that student that I have selected. So I can't include it in the form, but if I want to run it for that student, I just hit the print button and it'll work for us. Down here in this area, print additional signature lines, I'm going to go ahead and check this box and click Select to include who I want to check off for my campus. For you, you might want to have your nurse go in there and check off on it. Your librarian might be a good person. You're going to go through and decide what you as a campus want to include on the withdrawal form for signatures. Looking through this, things you might also want to include is print lines for each teacher indicating textbooks returned. While you may not care if their textbooks are returned by the teacher, if you check that box, the teacher can have a sign in there to make sure they know that student is leaving and that they're going to have to report those grades. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the Save button. Report card, you could print the most recent report card by just clicking this print button and it'll print out for the kiddo. And then I've got this box right here, last PEIMS submission. Now I can't tell you exactly what to include in this box. It depends on what time of year you're running this withdrawal form for, okay? If it's right now at the beginning of the school year, I would do 2 because this student was included in the summer PEIMS submission. Now if it's in the spring and it's after our fall submission, I would change this to 1 because that was the last submission for that student. You're going to have to make that decision based off of the time of year. So that's the one thing with this template you'll change over time, depending on when the last PEIMS submission was, whether you include a 1, 2, or if the student's brand new to the district and has never been included in a submission, you'd do 3. This area right here, withdrawal date, if I click on this calendar, I can choose what date I want to have as the withdrawal date for the student. What's nice about this is if the student is informed us they're going to be withdrawing tomorrow, I can go ahead and print this withdrawal form today and have the student start the checkout process of getting signatures in various locations rather than having to do all of that on that same day. So I can choose tomorrow, the 4th, and that date will show up in here. We're not going to worry about this print last withdrawal code option. Now at this time, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click Save. Oh, a student key is required. See, I was so close to being good. Now for this example, I have to put a student key in there, so I'm going to go ahead and withdraw. I'm going to print a withdrawal form for a student here. And then I'll click Save, and what it'll do, it'll save this template, and then I can just change the student key. So I'm going to go look for a student here, so I'm going to look for Jones, and then this lovely little girl named Ryland. I'm going to go ahead and hit Select. And now she is selected for this, and if I come up here and click Save and Print, it will print out that withdrawal form for her. Now I'm not ready to go ahead and do this right now, but I can click Save, and whenever I do this, withdrawal date is required. Oh, it blanked that out whenever I click the student. Okay, now I've got this selected. You might have the same problem, so that's why I did this. See, it was purposeful. Now I click Save, and I've got this Hubenak withdrawal form created for me. What I can do now is whenever I have a student that is ready to withdraw from my campus, I can go in here and I can go in and go ahead and edit this form, change the student, so I can change this to Jones Seth. Go ahead and click on this, click select, and now Seth Lon Jones is selected, and I can hit save and print, and it'll print that withdrawal form for that student. So you don't have to reset these parameters every time. You set it once, go ahead and just assign it to a student key. By running this withdrawal form report, you're not withdrawing the student from the campus, so you can just select a student that very first time, but then you're ready to go ahead and easily run this for any student you have on your district or your campus who's withdrawing from your school. This is Chad Jones from the iCafe Studio. Thanks for joining us, and happy withdrawing students and printing out those reports.